Well, folks, figure to get back on here. Elections are done. Good. Got tired of listening to the rhetoric and the lies and the bullshit and everything else. But let's get back to the elections. Just because Trump got in, or Harris, wouldn't have mattered. Don't let up. Keep putting pressure on your government for what you want. Tell your congressman, state and federal, both. Tell them, say, hey, listen, this is my concerns. I want you to address them. Don't let up. Keep the pressure on them. It's not the time to sit back and go, oh, we got Trump in office. Boy, I think that'd be great and rosy and rainbows and Skittles and shit. Well, guess what? Keep the pressure on them. You see, the Second Amendment has nothing to do with hunting. It has to do with keeping your government in line. When they come at you, I tell you, you see what goes on. Matter of fact, I was going to get into this in a different video, but I brought that up. They go after this guy and this gal that has a squirrel and a raccoon, okay? And when I was a little kid, man, we'd have all kinds of things like that running around on the farm. You'd find them, in a field somewhere, his mom died, or, all kinds of circumstances. We just, to get a little bottle and stick it in there. And, we never put them in a cage or nothing. They're free to go whenever they wanted, but they didn't want to. So it was one of those things where, I guess, it became a pet. And we didn't take him in the house or anything like that, but, we'd feed him outside, crows and squirrels, raccoons, you name it. And we'd feed them, and we'd come out, and hell, there they'd be waiting for you, and you get them some food or whatever, and they'd eat, and my God, they'd follow you around during the day and things like that, and then they'd disappear for a little while and come back, and that's just the way it was. But you see, the government come in, and I was listening to some woman, and she goes, well, they didn't give them time to even, follow the rules or this or that. Listen. The hell with their rules. They want to control everything in your life. They got to say, that's a rule, this is a rule, that's a rule. You got to follow this, follow that. Well, you know what? You don't have to. You're not a child. You're a grown adult and can make your own decisions. You don't need the government to do it for you. That's why you have Second Amendment. They come at you, they're declaring war on you. Those people that came after them with their agents and all that bullshit, listen, it's too late. They can appeal, go to court, all this stuff doesn't matter. The little animals they had that they loved and cherished like a child are dead. You can't bring them back to life. No amount of money will bring them back to life. Okay? Government has to understand. You just cannot walk into people's homes, bust doors in, and I don't care if a judge signed a stupid order or not. That son of a bitch should be charged. Everybody in that damn thing that came in and out should be charged. Their bosses should be charged. They all should be brought up on criminal charges. They had no right. I mean, stop and think about it. You're king of your castle. That is private property. There's a thing that says that's private property. Oh, a judge said you can come on it. Oh, really? You're king of your castle. You say no. I don't give a shit what he says. You can't come on my property. Well, we got every right to say, no, you don't. Because I'm the king here. You understand? I will defend myself. And that is why we have a Second Amendment. To keep ourselves protected the best we can from this tyranny. And that's what it is. I mean, I watch the little things, the little squirrels jumping on the guy and they're playing and stuff. That awesome little animal. And they come in there after X amount, it doesn't matter X amount of years or not, period. They should have no right to come in there and take it at all, period. You know, I'm glad Kennedy, Trump got elected because Kennedy hopefully will go in here and fix a whole bunch of this healthcare crap. The poisons you've been fed over the decades. Hopefully he'll fix it. And you have a choice. You have the choice of whether your child gets a shot or not. It's your child. Your responsibility, not the government's, yours. They seem to come in and think that child belongs to them. It doesn't. It belongs to you. God entrusted that child with you. I mean, I know there's circumstances and this and that on certain things. Because some parents are unfit because some of the stuff you hear and things that they do to these children is an abomination. And my attitude about a lot of that stuff is they shouldn't be alive. You harm a child, man, you shouldn't be alive. Period. That's why God didn't put me in charge. God will take care of them, okay? In His time, in His place, everything. He will take care of all this. And these people that went into this guy's house and took their little animals and stuff and killed them, they will pay the price for that. And they should. And hopefully they'll pay for the price right here, and then after they're gone, they'll pay the price again. And they should. It's uncalled for. I mean, what the hell's wrong with these people? I mean, they shouldn't be doing what they're doing. They have no right. Oh, we got rules. You forget. We're Caesar. You work for us. All your bullshit doesn't matter. Okay? I think the sentiment around the country is pretty much, fuck you. You see, first thing they want to do when they come busting your door is kill your dog. Hell, that dog could be chained up in your backyard and they'll kill it. Because that's our policy. What about your policy? King of your castle. What about, or the queen in your castle? Unbelievable. See, the thing of it is, these people didn't pick the fight. The government picked the fight. The government came in and did wrong. They picked the fight. And you're supposed to just sit back and go, well, they said the rules, so they made the rules. They had no right to make the rules. They're out of line. Out of line. Everybody's seen how the government weaponizes. The government, they use it as a weapon. They use all their bullshit, little tactics, their rules, their policies, all this shit as a control mechanism. And they're just tyrants. This is why you can't let up. You got to let the state of New York know you can't do that. I don't care if you live there or not, man. You should be flooding those lines with it. I mean, don't make threats. Don't threaten them or nothing like that. But I'm just saying, they need to know they can't be doing that. They need to change their policies. They need to change their stupid ass rules. They got to understand they've overstepped their boundaries. Now, if they come at you, that's a whole other story. You've got a right to defend yourself. I'll tell you what. Sad, sad, sad day in this country. Sad. Our founding fathers, our men in uniform and women and such, it's a slap in their face when you do this stuff. And also, you took an oath, as God is your witness, to uphold. You see, you didn't take just a oath to the Constitution and Bill of Rights to this country. You took an oath under God and God's moral laws. So it went a lot further than you think. But you don't care. It's just a game. Well, that game can get very serious very quickly. Don't be an imbecile. You see, you got to remember, we're all brothers and sisters. Okay? Nobody wants to see harm come to anybody. I don't. I don't see a reason for raiding those people. I don't see a reason for killing their animals. It's uncalled for. No, if you had a question, man, just go up, knock, knock, knock. Ask a question. Check it out. Nothing wrong with that. But just come busting people's doors and do what they did, that's uncalled for. See, everybody in this country has the right to ask a question. You got freedom of speech. You got a right to ask. Peaceably. It's like people that go out and loot and destroy and burn and this and that stuff because they're protesting. That's not protesting. That's vandalism, man. You got a right to peaceably assemble, to have your grievances heard. Okay, that you have, but you don't have the right to go out there and bust the hell out of things and burn shit. And the government doesn't have the right to come in and bust your stuff up either. I don't give a shit about no judge signing anything. I mean, how the hell could they get that signed in the first place? Oh, rules are rules. Like I said, no amount of money can compensate these people for their loss. Okay? None. These people never believed in a million years this would happen to them. They never believed in a million years their animals would be taken and euthanized. And then all of a sudden, they probably figured out, we'll get them back. They ain't getting them back. People, I'm telling you. You got to stay on the government. You got to stay on it and let your grievances be heard. Peaceably, of course. Don't be an idiot and just go out there and start trouble like that. Our founding fathers were correct. Peaceably. They lived through this crap. They lived through all the tyranny and the busting the doors in and shooting people and just hauling them off in the middle of the night crap. They lived this. That's why you got a Second Amendment. When you're under attack. But you don't go out and start trouble. You don't do that. That's really all I got to say. Yeah, that's really all I got to say about the matter. I could go on, but it ain't going to do any good. You folks, you take care.